so I thought I'd just record this for the sake of saving time. I just want to establish the scope really quick and just a quick reminder. So first of all, there's so much information about the past, right, that we have to sift through. So because of our limited knowledge and limited experience, we are very dependent on historians, on professional historians, and that's okay, right? We just have to remember two things. First, there's a difference between historical conclusion and historical claims that they make and versus historical fact. Okay, it's not easy anymore when it comes to history. The skill of telling between opinions and facts, it's not so straightforward. For example, you can say Friday comes after Thursday, that's a fact. And it's an opinion to say Friday is the best day of the week. Okay, it's debatable. But then in history, you'll have things like Lincoln was a micromanager when it comes to being the executive chief of the army, right? Or that President Truman dropped two nuclear bombs on Japan in order to stop World War II, but also in order to prevent Stalin from spreading communism. Okay, so those things, they're said as facts, but they're actually not. They need to, whoever makes that claim, they need to actually give us more evidence. So it's not straightforward anymore. That's just an example. We're going to run into that a lot when we're studying the past. And then the second thing is, again, just a reminder, there's always a missing piece somewhere, right? You're always going to want to be looking for the missing perspective. And that's why we want to look at not just one history source, but multiple sources, multiple perspectives, because we don't even know what we don't know. And to even sometimes just actively challenge their claims like that is not true. Truman did not drop two bombs to stop Stalin from spreading communism, right? Then what's the other side of that? Okay, just operate as if it's not true. But we'll do more lessons on that. And as we study, I also want you to be aware of the fact that there's a history of history. There's trends in the study of the past. Like, for example, in the very beginning, like when they're first studying the American Revolution, historians would only just look at or would overemphasize the political factors. Okay, but then as time moved on, as the years moved on, historians, professional historians, like different ones from a later time, start thinking, well, no, there were actually economic factors that affected the causes of the American Revolution, right? And then some of them will say, oh, it was mostly economic factors. And then even after that, you'll have people saying, oh, and the intellectual factors were really important, etc. Okay. And most likely all of those factors were important, but we don't know. It's kind of up to interpretation right now as to what was the most important factor. Was there just one? Okay. And it's not always simple. So I just want you to be aware of that. And there's a little article on the history of interpreting the American Revolution that will be in the module that you might want to just access for your reference. So you see how that's progressed. Okay, and then I want to just say a thing about perfection. Then most likely, we are not going to come up with a perfect answer or even just a perfect view of what really happened, and that's okay. Okay, and the point is that we would be working on the skills. Okay, we're working on the skills, and again, our goal is not perfection, our goal is growth. So just think of this whole thing as an experiment, okay? And the more mistakes you make, it just shows that the more action you're taking, and that's better than trying to achieve perfection and not taking action. So then you're stuck and you're not really achieving growth. Okay, so that's just a little note on perfection, because I notice a lot of my students have done that in the past, and it stopped me from having growth because I tend to focus on perfection still. And it's just better to take scrappy, imperfect action and just keep doing the same thing better, right? Each time, because you learn from your previous mistakes. So again, the goal is to just develop our skills and get better at analyzing information, being able to tell the difference between conclusions and facts, and also looking for the missing pieces, looking for different perspectives, okay? And just trying to become more logical in our analysis, okay? So progress over perfection.